Hello, what is up everybody, RL57 here, back with yet another KartRider Rush Plus video, and today we are in Season 17 Jurassic theme, and today what we have in front of us today is the KartRider Rush Plus X McLaren collaboration, the McLaren P1 GTR, as well as the items that came with it. So what I am gonna do today is I will be showing you how good this McLaren P1 is and how fascinating it is compared to, well, basically majority of the karts in the game, and how its overall performance is and whether it is good or not with the price, or maybe, well, it may be too expensive, or, well, maybe the handling is bad or something like that. And yeah, today we will be discussing it all by obviously doing some gameplay of the McLaren P1 GTR. So yeah, let's go ahead and test this dude out. So obviously before we check it out, we have to of course look at it itself, of course. And as you can see, it's almost in this dark silver metallic color here, which has some orange trim on the side and also the front, which is kind of cool and neat. It actually replicates the actual car and the color that it originally came with. I know the McLaren P1 GTR had many colors as well, obviously the famously known yellow and green one, but Nexon decided to use the silver or gray with the orange color, which I do not mind. It is looking pretty cool and pretty dope as well. And yeah, overall, this is a fine looking kart that Nexon made. By the way, this is actually a kart that, well, basically McLaren told Nexon, you know what, why don't you should do a McLaren P1 GTR? So they said, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So like, well, originally in the McLaren collaboration from Chinese server in Season 4, well, they had the 720S only, the 720S GT3. But in the global servers, we have this, which is the McLaren P1 GTR. So basically, this is 100% made by Nexon, which is honestly pretty cool as well. Like, Nexon has done a bunch of stuff previously, even though some repeats that are pretty similar. But yeah, this is totally something new out of the bag, and overall it looks pretty cool as well. But well, yeah, don't underestimate the overall shape, because yeah, the overall colors, because I'm gonna tell you guys something that, yeah, there is no spray, decal, or glow option, which is just such a disappointment. I mean, for a car this expensive, why won't you dare put at least a spray option? Maybe like put several colors, or maybe make it able to decal. Maybe like you can put stickers. Like glow is fine that it's not available, but still, maybe at least include some decals so people can detail their cars, or maybe change the car colors, not just stuck in this one color, bro. Like, what's the purpose of it? I know the 720S has different colors, but why can't this have any? Like, it could have done different color combinations. But yeah, that's the only sad part basically. Those are the only downsides of the kart, but overall the stats are pretty great, as you can see on the top right corner right there. Yes, and I overclocked it, as you can see right there. We will be testing it out for its max speed with nitro after this. But yeah, you can check out the stats right there. Before that, let's go ahead and compare to one of the current karts, which is the meta kart of the Golden Gallant Knight. And as you can see right there, Golden Gallant Knight has a slight advantage in its karts basically. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the McLaren P1 GTR actually has a special ability of the draft area expanded by 10%, which is I do not know this is supposed to be useful or not. Like, do people get drafts every time? Like, I know I do sometimes. I do some tricks where, like, sometimes I reset and then I go behind that certain player in front of me and try to draft them, like, until I overtake them. But is this even useful for other players? I don't really think so. But yeah, that's the special feature, so-called, I guess. Atomizer, yeah, there you go. You can see the stats right there. And if you want to check out more carts, if you want to compare it, then just go ahead and tap this McLaren P1 in your game now and, well, search for any cart you want to compare it with. For example, Plasma GT. So yeah, let's go ahead and continue this video. So as you can already tell by the price, obviously this is a quite expensive of a cart, not gonna lie. I was so surprised when I saw the price of this. Like, it is quite an expensive cart nonetheless, even though it has lack of customization, like the paint job and also the of course the decals. But still, this cart packs a punch because this has quite good features, especially draft feature. Yeah, I tried it and it's sort of effective, I would say. That drafting feature, 10%, it kind of works, I guess. Like, it's hard to tell whether it works or not. Like, if it's from my perspective, I would say it does kind of work, and well, it runs smoothly, of course, by the draft, obviously, and it's quite a bit different from other carts as well. That's what I'm noticing about the cart, of course. Another thing is, obviously, yeah, this cart is just quite similar towards the meta carts, obviously. Like, for example, the latest cart, of course, Golden Gallant Knight, Season 17's meta cart. And before that, we had the Flame Shadow Dragon or Flame Dragon Saber. And then, yeah, before that, we had Atomizer. Of course, everybody knows Atomizer. Yeah, pretty popular cart as well. If you want to try to compare this towards a meta cart, I would say don't buy it if you have a meta cart because, well, one, of course, it's like a bit cheaper than meta carts, of course. Meta carts cost like very expensively, of course. They can go up to 10k batteries, obviously, which is quite a lot. And if you compare a cart like this towards the meta carts, you would have some pros and cons. One, obviously, if you buy this McLaren GTR Pack, you would obviously get the cart itself permanently. You would get an aura and I mean a legendary aura, of course, and you get two epic outfits, which are, I mean, not outfits, like you get one epic like hair, I mean the cap, and one epic, of course, it's outfit for the male version. You don't have you don't get the female version, which is I don't really mind, but still they could have included it, but well, it's just fine. Like it's already quite good as well. The price is understandable for how good the cart is. Like the cart itself, like when you compare it to one of the collaboration carts that before this, of course, you might remember Formula E Gen 2. If you want to watch that video, you can click the link down in the description as well if you want. But that cart is also quite OP as well, I would say. Like for a cart like that, I mean, it ain't be as pricey as this, but it's still quite good. And what I would say about this cart is it feels like a combination of the Formula E Gen 2's handling when it comes to corners and drifting, well, combined with Season 4 Chaos. that's what I would say the chaos is drifting, because the drifting for this kart ain't be too bad actually. Like, it's not really oversteery. That's what I would say in first glance, because yeah, it is quite good in corners nonetheless, but you won't 100% trust it that much into corners, because sometimes you may mess it up by accident, of course. But so far I've been using it and it is quite good in corners nonetheless. And well, for a kart like this, it would be reasonable to have better cornering, obviously, as good as some meta karts, obviously. But yeah, it is quite an OP kart, and yeah, nonetheless, the drifting and the cornering is quite good as well. We don't mention about the handling, because the handling is already great. I support the handling very well. I mean, like, it's good to handle. It has the grips as well. Like, compared to the previous monsters, it ain't be too bad. And overall, it is such a fun and really cool car to have, especially when it comes to you as a McLaren collector, or maybe even playing this because you're a car enthusiast. So yeah, it kind of makes sense why. And let's move on to whether you should buy this kart or not, or should you pass, or should you, well, at least find a better kart than this, or maybe find something maybe similar or better than this. So I would say, if you have a meta kart, stay with the meta kart and try to avoid this at any cost, because basically a meta kart is just somewhere similar to this kart, I would say. Yeah, the feeling and all, it's quite the same as a meta kart, but still, for the price, it is like 60% cheaper than the full total of a meta kart itself. But for example, if you do not have a meta kart and you're willing to find a kart better enough to maybe rip the track off, like a kart that is sort of similar to a meta kart, and you don't even have a meta kart, then I would highly suggest this kart, because, well, this kart is quite handy when it comes to beating meta karts as well, because it's just in the straight line with the meta karts. Basically, it's quite powerful as well, and for the price, it is quite worth to get it if you do not have specifically a fast meta kart, such as the Golden Gallant Knight, the Shadow Saber Dragon, or maybe even Atomizer, for example. Like, if you have those type of karts, then I would highly not recommend you to get this and maybe get your hands off of it. But if you do want to get it, it's fine. It's up to you. If you're a fan of McLaren, or maybe if you're a car enthusiast, like something like me, then yeah, go ahead and grab it while the chances are there, because this event will be available for like a month, nearly a month. So yeah, it's not that long, but still, you can still get it, and you still have time to get your hands on the kart itself. So yeah, that is my opinion and final verdict of the McLaren P1 GTR. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. And if the next McLaren, which is the McLaren 720S GT3 comes out, I am sure I will make a video of that if it comes out. And do stay tuned if you want. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't too already. Once again, I'd like to say thank you guys for watching. See you in my other videos. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you soon. Bye bye.